it's time for Vlogmas 22, and I'd like to say a special shout out, a thank you to Nicole. I'm gonna leave that as that name. Her name is Nicole. I'm not gonna give you her last name, just out of respect. Anyways, Nicole is a girl who has left me a message on the Physics TV Facebook page, asking me a question, and I'm going to answer her question. He elected it. Right now, this is sort of going to be a special edition for Vlogmas. Gonna answer some questions. Well, one question, anyways, but it's a more complex question, and this seems to be something that's sort of common. And again, it's not just for younger settlers. Like, she's around 14, and it's not just for, applicable for people who are 14. It's applicable for more or less all ages. People who find themselves alone and ask the question, will they ever find love? And the answer is kind of a tricky question. And yes, you could find love, but the problem is that I've found anyways, just because you like somebody doesn't necessarily mean you're going to like them back, right? You know, or they're going to like you back. And the same thing is, you know, we each have our own taste, and sometimes if we are the type of person who we have our path in life is where we always miss the people who are going to love us, and in other words, but we're not looking at the same people who are looking at us, then yeah, we're not going to have the love that we think that we're going to have. But you have love all around you. You have your family. You have a lot of different, you know, people around you who do care about you, and in certain lengths and period. Sometimes if you're a geek like myself, your personality is such that in many cases, after a certain period of time, you kind of rub people the wrong way, and you know, they can take you in short doses, but for longer periods of time, they can't do that if you're always talking, you know, you're behaving the way you normally behave. And that is like myself. I have a tendency to give long answers, or be if I'm asked for an opinion, I give my opinion uncensored. And in many cases, people don't want the uncensored opinion. They want something along the lines that they want, or something that's more flattering, or along their opinions, along the lines of their own opinion. And that's sort of what creates friction amongst people, particularly if you're the type of person who is sort of outspoken and in many cases uncensored. But I think and this is more from the younger girl's perspective, is that media tells you, and this is where the boy bands come in, like Justin Bieber, One Direction, Cody Simpson. It's all about, and these bands are designed like these people. Cody Simpson, Justin Bieber, One Direction. They're not mistakes. There was more than 2 years worth of planning and research that went into these people, and they're being sold to young girls as the ideal that, you know, these loving relationships, and, you know, the magic of relationship, and so on and so forth. And they can leave girls feeling that if they're not in this relationship they're supposed to be in, that something is wrong, and that they're not part of normal society. But the problem is that the boys aren't getting the same message. Matter of fact, most boys don't think about a serious relationship until they're about 25 years old. That's when boys start thinking about serious relationship, and it's usually the girl who takes the initiative, not the guy. And so basically, when they're 19, girls are 19, 20, and that time span, and they're serious about getting her, it's the girl who usually takes the initiative and sort of gets that ball rolling. And in many cases, girls will actually have to push the guy for the engagement, you know, push him down the road, because more often than not, the guy will not go on his own. This is the current state of the situation. So when you're 14, there aren't the guys around, because 15 to 25 for guys, that's when guys are playing around. They're not serious about any relationship at all. It's about the number of girls they can score with. You know, it's about the hookup. It's about, you know, being the stud, and everything in the media geared towards guys is about that. Let me look at all, you know, those shows like Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that. Look at all the guys' roles. how many guys in there are actually faithful to their girlfriends? They're all cheating. It's all about being the stud, and all the girls liking them. And this is sort of the same thing. This is the same thing with the sports stars. This is the same thing with the TV stars. It's all geared towards this sort of superficial uh, game that's being played, where the girls you're pursuing are nothing more than objects that you can score with, and then once you've scored, you just simply dump them and push them aside. And this is true for most of the Asian girls. Asian girls will often ask the question, and any girl from a family-oriented background, this is India, China, Greece, Middle East, will ask the question, why can't they go out with guys? And because the Asian families, these family-oriented cultures know this, that they've told the guys to go out and fool around with the girls from who are not they're not going to marry. In other words, there's the marrying type, and then there's the type you fool around, the toy. You go out, fool around with your toys, but you don't bring home the toy to be married. That's the rule, basically, and that's the way guys are sort of influenced. This is society influences this as well. And so what happens is, unless you have a girl who is in a serious relationship, then otherwise the guy is going to view the girl as a toy. And this kind of puts the girls, particularly at 14, in a very tough position, because the society is saying, get in that relationship for the girls. You have to be in this relationship. You have to have it at that age. And they're telling the boys at the exact same time just to treat the girls like a toy. And so what happens, this feeling of being unloved and not being able to find someone to love is simply because the environment isn't there. It doesn't mean it's not going to be there ever. It just at this particular point in time, when guys are in this particular stage between 15 and 25, they're not going to be serious about any relationship at all. And this is sort of something you have to sort of kind of deal with. It's not that you have to sort of just get over it. It is, you're going to have your feelings. You're going to have to sort of deal with how you're feeling, and then understand that the way you're feeling is normal. It's part of your environment, part of what it means to be a girl, but at the same time that it will come eventually, but not at this particular point in time. This is something that will be, in terms of your serious relationship, will be 18, 19, 20. This is when that relationship will really start to develop, and until that point in time, there is no relationship that's going to occur right now that is going to be serious. Because of this boyish behavior of treating girls like toys. That's about all I could say about that. If you have any more questions, you can sort of leave the questions on my Facebook page for Physics TV, or if you're on the page for Big Bang Theory RL, you can leave your questions there. You can also leave it on the page for Facebook page for Geek, if that's a particular issue there. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what you think about what I've said. Do you have anything more to say on this? And we'll go from there. So I will see you for Vlogmas 23. This is sort of the end of today's Vlogmas 22. And yeah, I'm a little bit behind on my posting. I got a little bit behind for the Vlogmas, so this will more than likely be going up Sunday evening. Because 21 still has to go up. 21 hasn't gone out. 20 went out earlier today, and then tomorrow will be 21 and 22. So, yeah. And I'll be doing it from Android. So, take it easy. This helps out a little, helps out somewhat. And see you for Vlogmas 23. Alright.